Hello everybody! Today we are going to talk about active and passive voice. Let's start with active voice. What is active voice? Active voice is the sentence structure we mostly use in our everyday life. In active sentences, we have the subject in the beginning, verb after the subject, and then at the end we have the object. Now, let's see. What is a subject? Subject is the person or the thing that does the action. For example, when we say I love you, I is the subject. When we say she reads the news every day, she is the subject. When we say the questions are on the paper, the questions are the object. We said subject, verb, object. So what is a verb? A verb is the action in the sentence. For example, I love you sentence. Love is the verb. She reads the news every day sentence. Reads is the verb. The questions are on the paper. Now, this is not an action sentence, but are, be in the form of are, could be called the verb of this sentence. And the object. The person or the thing that is affected by the action, and the object comes after the verb. After the verb. So in I love you sentence, you is the object. In she reads the news every day sentence, the news is the object. And in this sentence, the questions are on the paper, we have no object. Now, some actions, love, read, can take objects. Some actions can't take objects. And some actions can take objects, but we don't use objects in the sentence. So not every active sentence has an object in it. So mostly, when we speak in the active voice in everyday language. As we said, it goes subject, verb, object. So when we say the students are answering the questions, it's an active sentence. Let's remember subject, the students, verb, answer, object, the questions. So it is an active sentence. When do we use passive voice? We use passive when we don't know the subject of the sentence, or when the subject is obvious. So when something is stolen, steal is the action only thieves do. So we don't have to say the thief stole this. We can simply say this was stolen. Or we use passive voice when the subject is not important or when the object is more important than the subject. So, how do we make sentences passive? We use be and we use past participle, meaning the third form of the verb. And we talked about be in detail in the previous video. So, let's see, how do we make sentences passive? Step 1, we find the object of the sentence. Step 2, we put the object in the beginning of the sentence. In an active sentence, subject is in the beginning. That's why here we say in subject's place. It's because the beginning of the sentence is the place for the subject in an active sentence. Step 3, we put the correct form of be and the past participle, third form of the verb. Let's remember, be. Simple present form, am is are. Simple past form, was were. Future form, will be. Present perfect form, have been, has been. Past perfect form, had been. And future perfect form, will have been. And we make our sentence passive. So let's work on an example together. Let's remember the steps. Step 1, find the object. She reads the news every day. Object is the thing or the person affected by the action. So, the news. And we said that object comes after the action. She reads the news every day. So the action is read. The news is our object. Because it comes after read and because it is affected by read. So, step 1, find the object. We found it. Step 2, we put the object in the beginning of our passive sentence, our new sentence. Step 3, we use be in the correct form. So this is simple present, present simple. It means we need to use am is are, and for the news we use are. And the third form of this verb, read, read, read. So the news are read by her every day. Now this sentence is passive. We have 10 sentences here. We are going to decide whether they are active or passive sentences. The teacher answered the questions on the board. Now this sentence is an active sentence. How do we know? Because the teacher seems to be the subject here. Because the teacher answered the questions. Number 2. The windows were cleaned 2 days ago. The action is clean. The subject is windows. So windows cannot clean. This is passive. Also, we said in our passive sentences, we have the form of be and the third form, past participle, of the verb. So, as we can see here, we have were and cleaned. 3. Chess is played by 2 players, not 4. This sentence also is passive because we say chess is played. Chess is a game. It cannot play. People play chess. We heard a car parking in our driveway. An active sentence. One of the students in our class broke his arm. This is also an active sentence. The presentation will be given by the MA students. Let's see the verb give. Presentation. Can presentation give? No. So the presentation will be given is a passive sentence. And at the end of the sentence, it says by the MA students. 7. She said, okay, I heard her. An active sentence. The flowers have been watered. Don't worry. Water is our verb. And the subject is the flowers. So, can the flowers water? No, someone waters the flowers. That's why we say the flowers have been watered. It's passive. The garbage will be collected by 5 o'clock. Action is collect. Subject is garbage. Can garbage collect? No. People collect garbage. That's why this sentence is passive. And the painting was stolen last night. Stolen is our verb in the third form. The base form would be steal. So the painting, can the painting steal? No. People steal the painting. So the painting was stolen last night is a passive sentence. Moving on. Now we have the present simple tense, past simple, and the future simple tense. We have 3 sentences, same sentences but different tenses. Let's remember the steps. There are 3 steps. When we want to make an active sentence passive, we have 3 steps. Step 1, find the object. Step 2, put the object in the beginning of the sentence. Step 3, use the correct form of be and the past participle of the verb. So let's see together. I write 5 reports every day. This is a present simple tense. So, I found my object, 5 reports. That was my first step. I take it here and I put it in the beginning of the sentence, 5 reports. I check the tense is present simple. And the correct form of be in present simple would be am is are. And because it's they, plural, I use are. And the third form of the verb, 5 reports are written every day. If you want to add by whom, you can simply add by me after the verb in the sentence, and you can say 5 reports are written by me every day. Now, second sentence, I wrote 5 reports yesterday. Now this is a past simple sentence. Again, the object is 5 reports, so we put it in the beginning of the sentence. And this is a past simple tense, so the correct form of be would be was, were. And because it's plural, 5 reports, I put were. 5 reports were. Third form, written. 5 reports were written by me yesterday. And the last one, I will write 5 reports tomorrow. 5 reports, again our object, so I put the object here. Will write, so it's a future tense. And the be form in the future tense will be will be. 5 reports will be written, because we use the third form of the verb. 5 reports will be written by me tomorrow. Now, the modals. How do we use modals in passive? Now, all the modals are not here. There are some examples, but the formula is simple. We use modal, and then be, and then verb 3. But this time, we don't say use the correct form of be. No, we say use be. So we don't change be. We don't say am is are. We don't say was were. We don't say will be. We don't say have been or has been. We don't say had been. We don't say will have been. We simply say be after the modal. So, let's see. You can do your project on the computer. Your project is the object, so I put it in the beginning. The project, your project, that's okay. Can, what did we say for the formula? We said modal, be, and verb 3. Modal, can, be, and verb 3, done. The project can be done on the computer. She should complete the task before the weekend. Modal, be, verb 3. Object is here, the task. Modal is should. Modal, be, verb 3. Should be completed before the weekend. They must send the money tomorrow. The money, because it's the object of the sentence, the money, modal be, verb 3, tomorrow. The money must be sent tomorrow. We could write him a letter. A letter could be written to him. Now, there are 10 sentences here. They are all in the active voice. We are going to make them passive. Pause the video here, give yourself 10 minutes, answer the questions, try to change the sentences into passive, and then play the video. Sentence 1. The examiner will give the instructions before the session. The instructions will be given before the session. The florist sold all his flowers yesterday. All the flowers were sold yesterday. Or, all the flowers at the florist's were sold yesterday. People make many items in China. Many items are made in China. You know, sometimes you see, let's say in a plastic bottle, it says made in China. Or even when you take a look at your watch, it says made in China because it's passive. Or sometimes the emails have sent by, again, passive. If you drive fast, a traffic warden will give you a speeding ticket. Now, give is a good verb, it's a good action. It can take 2 objects. And in this sentence, it did take 2 objects. Look. If you drive fast, you'll be given a speeding ticket because you is one of the objects. The other object is a speeding ticket. If you drive fast, a speeding ticket will be given to you. In English and in Turkish, both these sentences, if you drive fast, you'll be given a speeding ticket, and if you drive fast, a speeding ticket will be given to you, have the same meaning. They have the same meaning in English and in Turkish. And both answers are correct, obviously, because they have the same meaning. At the end of the movie, people give the main character a Medal of Honor. Give. It can take 2 objects. Let's see if it did. The main character, object 1. A Medal of Honor, object 2. So yes, it did. At the end of the movie, the main character is given a Medal of Honor, or at the end of the movie, a Medal of Honor is given to the main character. We need to be careful with to. Going back, you see a speeding ticket will be given to you, but here we don't say to. So if you are talking about who something is given to, then we need to say given to the main character. The robbers broke into a big bank last weekend. A big bank was broken into last weekend. People make paper out of trees. Paper is made out of trees. You can recycle many of the items you use every day. Many of the items you use every day can be recycled. My best friend gave me a watch for my birthday. Again, it's give, so we might have 2 objects. Let's check. Did we have 2 objects, or do we have 2 objects? Yes, me and a watch. So, I was given a watch for my birthday. A watch was given to me for my birthday. You see, given to me. And here, yes, we say me because it's an object. But here we say I, I, because it's in the beginning of the sentence in subject's place, not in the object's place anymore. We will record the video. The video will be recorded by us. Now, there are 10 more sentences. Some of the sentences here are passive, and some of the sentences here are active. If they are passive, we're going to make them active. If they're active, we're going to make them passive. Pause the video here for 10 more minutes. Turn the active sentences into passive, passive sentences into active voice, and then continue watching the video. Number 1. John opened the door. That's an active sentence. The door was opened by John is the passive of this sentence. 2. They are taken to the park by their nanny every day. Their nanny takes them to the park every day. Sam took these photographs. These photographs were taken by Sam. The house will be cleaned by Tim on Monday. Tim will clean the house on Monday. A hunter shot a tiger with a gun. A tiger was shot with a gun. Computers are used by a lot of children these days. A lot of children use computers these days. The lock was broken with a hammer. Someone broke the lock with a hammer. People make pancakes from flour, eggs, and milk. Pancakes are made from flour, eggs, and milk. Ellie will take us to school tomorrow. We'll be taken to school by Ellie tomorrow. His room should be tidied. He should tidy his room. Or someone should tidy his room, but, probably this sentence comes from an older person in the family and, his room should be tidied. Who should tidy his room? He should tidy his room. That's why I wrote he, but can be a different person, of course. This is the end of active and passive voices. If you have any questions, you can contact me. Take care. I'll see you later.